Let's consider that to be an external world. If there's an external world, it has objects in it, sounds, smells, plants and animals, people, stars. Now let's say there's also an internal world, which we define actually quite simple as being the world under the skin here, this pink layer is the skin. Inside the internal world there are thoughts and ideas, perceptions, desires, feelings, sensations, visions and dreams. Now these things, they all exist somewhere in the internal world. Either in your own internal world, or in the external world in somebody else's internal world. They can only exist in an internal world, in a mind, in an intelligent brain. Now for the internal world to become aware of the external world, there needs to be some kind of gate, because they're really not connected. And the gate between the external world and the internal world are the senses. By means of the senses, we're aware of objects, sounds, smells, plants and animals, stars, people, trees, and other things standing in the external world, houses. With the senses, we can become aware of things in the external world. Otherwise, they're just locked out. Let's see, this is our, on the right side here, this is our internal world. These are the senses we have. And there's a person standing in the external world. Now we don't see that person directly. We see that person by means of light coming out of the sun, which gets reflected on that person, and the reflections go through our senses into our internal world, or the world under our skin. If the senses are gone, we wouldn't see that person. So the light reflected on the person actually comes through the senses inside. And inside, in our internal world, the image of the person gets built up from the information coming in. To better understand this, we're gonna speak about that in a little bit more detail. By the way, in the external world there's a person, in the internal world there's a perception of a person, which is a bit different. And I will explain what. In the external world stands a tree. Light of the sun falls on the tree. Now, to go into the internal world, there needs to be a bridge between the internal world and the external world. And the bridge is the senses. Here's the eye. Of course, there are many more senses, but we're gonna focus now on one to kind of not get confused. Light from the tree falls into the eye. Because it's a lens, it gets turned around back of the eye, there's projected the tree, only upside down, very small. And this is one eye. Normally we look with two eyes, so there will be two pictures, two trees, turned around on the back of the eye. They're really tiny. And the light, of course, is here, falls here on the back of the eye on the nerve endings. But gets transformed in nerve impulses, which are able to travel by a wire of nerves further. But so far, nothing has been seen. The tree is still invisible. There's nothing to be aware of the tree. There needs to be something to be aware of the tree. And here's where the brain comes in. We need a brain to build up that picture again. Picture of the tree which came into the nervous wire and went into the brain. Now in the brain, in the cortex, that picture needs to be built up again. Otherwise they're just nerves, nerve impulses. So the tree, to be visible, needs to be built up again in the brain, and not upside down, of course. First of all, the brain needs to turn the picture around again, so it looks like the tree is straight up. And of course, it needs to blow up the tree also, because there's such a small thing in the eye, let's say 1 centimeter or something, or half a centimeter. The brain needs to kind of not be aware of something of half a centimeter, but of something huge. But the most fascinating aspect is that the tree, which gets built up by this nerve information in the brain, you cannot be aware of that tree in your mind, because that's where it is now. It gets built up. The picture is in your mind now. The perception is in your mind. Maybe the tree is outside, but the perception of the tree is in your mind. Now, what your brain needs to do now is to kind of project the tree in front of your eyes, outside your mind, so that it appears as standing there, big in front of you.